the real DJ Dota, joining us each and every week here in Boardman live for the Boardman Spartans Show. Coach, obviously, when you talk about last week, not the way you wanted things to go, you said the first thing in here said, hey, I couldn't be better and better, except for if I got that dub.
Yep.
You turn the page, right?
Yes.
You go from a win to a loss, and now it's Mooney week, and nothing else matters but playing Cardinal Mooney. I was being enlightened by Donnie Riccatelli about the tradition of Cardinal Mooney versus Boardman, and it's a true rivalry. This being, you're not your first time around the block. Talk to me about what this week means to the Spartan Nation.
Yeah, I think that, at any time this comes around, I mean, I have teachers who are like, you better win this week, so right then and there when there's older teachers that are in the building. I mean, that's what they're saying. I think that's kind of the whole perspective. They expect to win this week. I'm guessing that because of that, they don't like each other very much. So, that's kind of what the old rivalries were like. And I think that's one of the long-lasting old rivalries that are still around that don't like each other, don't care for each other. And I think that's, whether it's been basketball or football that I've seen, with my own eyes, that's kind of the true thing. That and there's you could tell the difference. Our kids, I don't have to say much this week. I think they're ready. So just what I always kind of go over notes this week about things, and you can already feel like they're ready for this week to start.
The pundits always talk about divisions. Okay, you guys are Division 2, Mooney's Division 5.
Yeah.
The kids don't recognize that. They see that. They see kids that they grew up with, names that they've been playing against for a long time, and they say, we want to win this year. We want to win now.
Yeah, I don't know if that ever matters. I mean, it's been a long time. I even think when I was back in the day, like when it was a Still Valley, everybody was 4 and we were all 1. So it was either 1 or 4, but you know what I mean? So I kind of feel like that doesn't matter. I think it's just, it's that type of thing. I think that's what makes it more of a rivalry, because there's not a lot of that anymore where you've been playing against kids your whole life. And I think a lot of these kids have played in the same neighborhoods or against each other since 7th and 8th grade, or, little Spartans, whatever it's been. They kind of know each other from that gamut over that time.
Is there something that you guys can, as a coaching staff, can use as kind of a facilitator to tweak this a little bit and turn up the heat, so to speak, on this rivalry?
I mean, I have not. I don't want to make it any different. It's just as important in our game. They're week 6 for us. We got to go 1-0 this week. I think our kids know our sense of urgency that we have as coaches. We've kind of been doing that for the last 2 weeks. I think our kids have responded really, really well these last 2 weeks. We got in a war with, Riverside. They're a very, very good football team. Probably the best team we've played this year. So, but our kids played really well. So I would expect that same thing to come this week. Us to be able to bring that same level that we played last week, but we got to do it for 4 quarters, not for 2.5.
I mean, this is going to be a very vague question, but is there anything that you do differently during a rivalry week that you don't do during just another week? Or
no, I haven't. It's kind of what I got with, coaching with Tom McDaniels over those years. And, and he was a big Maslin McKinley guy. He didn't do anything different. He wanted to treat it just like another week. They're in our way, and we got to take care of business. It's about us. I've said that last week. It's about us and what we do and how we do it. Never raise it, but I think because other people will.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I need to. I think the kids already expect it.
Yeah.
Their parents are probably pushing that. You have teachers. I mean, usually teachers don't say much, and when they're already saying stuff, like, it's different, this week. So it's exciting to be a part of this.
All right, so you get to put the teacher hat on, and you get to grade your team for the first 5 weeks, halfway through the midweek or midway report. Offense, defense, special teams. How would you grade out the Boardman Spartans?
I would say a C. I think that there's areas, whether that's good, bad, I'm not taking it, hey, where should we be, where we're not. I think we're a C football team right now, maybe a C+. We've kind of, we've played some really good football teams this year, so we've been challenged the right way. And each week we got to take everything that comes to us. And where that lands this week 10 is where, I talked to our guys about where we fall that's not on us. All we can do is control this week, win. And if we do that and we take care of business, we'll be okay week 10. And I think that these next couple of opponents and how we respond to that will determine a lot.
Who has been the star of the class so far through 5 weeks?
Tomas Andahar, he's done he's played really, really well for us in all aspects, offense, defense, special teams. And as you talk about that, you talk about all 3 phases. I thought we've played really, really well to this point on special teams. I mean, I think that's kind of the thing that we've done really well. But yeah, he's kind of been the light. He's kind of our leader on our football team. Him and Willie Torres are our 2 guys. Ryan Conti.
Sure.
When you're an O-lineman, that's hard to, it's hard to shine.
Life's tough for O-linemen.
It's like you don't get a lot. Your name never gets in the paper. Nobody really ever cares.
Yeah.
And that's why I've always liked coaching those guys. I've always coached O-line and DBs, so I had to deal with the DB aspect. And then you get the O-line guys, and they don't care how you treat them. They're like your dog or your cat. Like they're still going to love you no matter what.
They're always there for you when you come home.
Yep.
Who's been a pleasant surprise that you've seen that you had expectations for, but maybe not everybody understood how good this young man was going to be?
I think that like a guy like Vince Butto, who's a young player for us, Victor DiMarzio, those are two guys that are sophomores that I thought had great potential from watching them as freshmen. I think they've kind of stepped up in their roles in doing that. We've even had a couple other guys like a Ryan Smith. I think that's just taken him a little bit more time than those other guys. They're guys that I expected a lot from because of how they worked, things they do. They're athletes. They've played a lot of different sports, whatever it may be. You expect a lot from those guys. I think those three guys have stepped up in that way.
So in the spirit of competition, tonight we're going to have some competition. It's going to be a wing-eating contest, as I understand here, for the Browns and Steelers. Talk about the competition and the competitive level that you've seen grow over the last 5 weeks with this particular unit.
Yeah, I think that we've also created that in our practices. Like today we went, so we have a thing, it's called Circle of Life. It's a life learning thing. We do a Green Bay and up, down, whatever you want for things that are done throughout the week that are just an expectation. I don't yell, I don't scream about them. I just take notes. How many articles of clothing are in our locker room on the floor? I take notes every day. Well, this week we have 29 already. It's Monday. Now, some of this was from last week.
Oh, mama.
Okay. And so this week on Wednesday, we're doing a competition, a tackling competition. So on Wednesday, whoever wins doesn't have to do
off
those.
The hook.
Yeah, they don't have to do them.
Man.
So they're off the hook from doing those. So it's been pretty intense. We do a goal line tackle competition. So we're trying to create as much competition as we can, and it's competition to win. And that's the things we're trying to build here. And I think our kids are buying into that. They enjoy it. We do boards every day where we get on the board and it's one-on-one, and it's, last man standing, kind of, but sometimes it doesn't. We'll blow a whistle, whatever it be. But I think our kids are buying into that type of competition that we do on a daily basis.
And I think that's important on a daily basis because you're setting the expectation, you're setting the level, and you might not be at your best that day, but you got to understand how to get yourself better, right?
Yes,
and
correct.
And the coaches are coaching that up. And hey, listen, Monday's not your day, but Tuesday you got to be at your best.
I mean, that's going to be the rest of their life, and I'll talk to them about that. Not every day is going to be a great day. There's things that are going to happen in our life that are tragedy. There's things that are going to be really great. You can't get too high. You can't get too low. You got to learn how to take those things in. Everything is that you get is an experience. You learn from that, and you move on. And we talked about that today. Every experience that you have in life molds who you will be, and that's so important for young men to understand that and know that we're also not just a football program. We're trying to build young men, and where they're going to be 5 and 10 years from now. I'm not going to say I'm going to change their life, but I'm going to, I tell them this is where you truly get educated, not schooled. And you get to learn things, you get to hear things, you take those things in. And, my dad taught me that is the things I teach you. Some things you're going to say, hey, this is really good stuff. And some of these things are going to be, hey, this isn't really good. But I'm going to take those things that I think are really good, and I'm going to use those things, whatever I've seen it for as him as a leader in my life, and take those things and use them in my life, the good things, and say, hey, I didn't like these things that he did. So I try to portray that and send that message also to our football players and how they'll be great young men someday.
That's amazing. That's all. I don't know how we top that. So let's just go to your off the wall question here. All right.
I'm still getting made fun of because it's George Costanza.
Some of the George. You get one article of clothing that you have to wear the rest of your life. What is it and why?
A hoodie.
What does it say?
I don't know.
You're a hoodie guy?
Yeah, I'm a hoodie guy. I've always like, it could be wintertime. I'll be in the middle of doubles and I have a hoodie on.
I saw that one time. Yeah, I remember that. I thought you were nuts.
It's just probably me. Like, I'm comfortable. Just,
are you like
I like the sweat.
Hoodie?
We have those. You could just order them starting 2 years ago, so I've got them ever since.
How are they more expensive than regular hoodies? That's what I want to know. Yeah, there's not enough material.
No.
But I so
kind of like it's my
that's your signature.
Just like my, you're a hard worker. This is what I do. I'm just here to grind.
I love it.
Type of mentality.
So the Bill Belichick of the Mahoning Valley here, DJ Dota. Coach, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Best of luck to you. We'll be back right after this on a Boardman Spartans show brought to you by Double Bogies and the Bunker. Awesome. Thank you. Go on.